Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. I hope your day is going great. Mine's been really good because we got the juice once again, guys. So much stuff has happened over the past day, and I gotta catch you all up on the drama, the news, whatever it is. You'll find it daily on this channel. So starting off with the Florida Mayhem, their academy team just signed a really surprising player, and it's going to be Manikin. Now, the reason why this is so surprising is because Manikin played for the Florida Mayhem in the Overwatch League during season 1. So basically, after they cut him and he went and looked for a bunch of opportunities in the Overwatch League, he eventually came back to the Florida Mayhem, and now he's been basically demoted to the Little Leagues. And an interesting thing we're going to talk about Manneten in this video is that he was almost on the DC Overwatch League team. Now, I already leaked in the past who Overwatch League DC is signed for their off-tank. It's going to be Sansam, who comes from the Meta Gaming teams in South Korea. Well, before they officially signed him, they were going back and forth between Manneten and Sansam, seeing who they wanted to go with, and eventually Sansam did take that spot, and I think that's what led to Manneten being back over with the Florida Mayhem on their academy roster. So we're going to cover that topic. It's real interesting. Then moving on, we are going to be looking at Team Paris, because it seems like their team branding and name has been leaked. It is going to be the Paris Eternal. Somebody on Reddit did do some investigation work with the Trademark website. Now, I haven't really looked at this, but I do know that there was a leak previously. Now, I know last year during the offseason, a lot of people were using these Trademark websites to see who the owners of the Overwatch League teams were filing as their team names, and a lot of them were correct. Seoul Dynasty, that one was leaked. The Shanghai Dragons was leaked. And so far this year, Hangzhou's Overwatch League owner, which is Billy, filed for a trademark called the Railgun. That one hasn't been confirmed yet, but it is the same method that they used last year, which again, Seoul Dynasty and Shanghai Dragons were leaked doing so. And now the Paris Overwatch League owner, DM eSports, has filed for the trademark Paris Eternal. So it seems like this is pretty legit. I will show you guys the Reddit post and the image linked inside of it. So then moving on, we're going to be talking about XQC at the end of the video, guys. He completely blasted Super from the San Francisco Shock on Twitter. Now, I don't know. XQC so far this offseason has been a massive troll. Take it with a grain of salt. I love his Twitter feed because he literally is calling everybody out, especially en route to his Overwatch World Cup match, which, by the way, is tomorrow, guys. I am so damn excited about the World Cup. I will be covering it tomorrow super fast, like I have been previously. You guys can expect those uploads within 45 minutes to an hour after the match. I'm going to be absolutely killing it, as I always do. Of course, those videos will include analysis, highlights, a bunch of different things, so stay tuned for that tomorrow, guys. It's going to be a crazy day, probably 4 uploads. And to be honest, talking about the World Cup, today I was on Twitter and I saw this video from the France team. Oh my god, like, I got the chills watching this, and now for some reason I'm kind of leaning towards them and wanting them to beat Canada. Go ahead and watch this clip, guys. I gotta show it to you. Now, was that not cool or what? That was some insane production coming out from Team France. I kind of want them to win now. Oh my god, wins on the payload. That had me dying. So for those of you guys who don't know what that is, it's a meme from basically like a year and a half ago, back when Rogue was one of the most dominant teams in Overwatch. Wins was their Lucio player, and he would literally just AFK on the payload 24/7 while his team spawn camped everybody. And he would tweet while doing so, so it turned into a meme that he was literally just sitting on on the cart, tweeting 24/7 while getting carried. So there's a little history lesson for you guys who weren't here pre-Overwatch League. Anyways, guys, I'm so hyped for the World Cup. I know you are. Stay tuned for the uploads tomorrow. And now let's go ahead and hop into this video and talk about the Florida Mayhem and Manneten. So we'll go ahead and take a look at my tweet, which started this discussion. I said this on Twitter earlier today. Sources: Logix wasn't the only former Florida Mayhem player being heavily considered by the DC Overwatch League team this offseason. Prior to DC signing the off-tank Sansam from Meta Gaming teams, they were going back and forth between him and Manneten trying to decide who would be a better fit for the team. In the end, Sansam did claim the spot for the team, but this was a really tough decision for DC to make, and it could have went to either of these players, and I think Manneten really did put his all into DC, and because of that, he might have missed some opportunities here and there with other rosters. So I think that's what kind of led him to joining a contenders team for next season. I do really feel like the mid-season signing window is a time that Manneten will get picked up by an Overwatch League team. I am so surprised that he ended up in this position, and again, I really do feel like it was because he committed most of his time to DC because he felt he had a really good shot there, which he did. To be fair, DC didn't do him wrong or anything. They just went with the player that they thought was best for their team, and that was Sansam. Manneten, he thought he could get the spot, so he invested most of his time there, and unfortunately, it probably didn't work out for him. I feel like maybe if he invested time elsewhere, he could have had more chances, but it is what it is. Manneten's a great player in my opinion. I do think he will do well in the contender scene. Mayhem Academy, that's a big boost for them. So we're just going to have to see what Manneten can do moving forward. His career is definitely not over. He has a lot of time left. Again, personally, I think he will find a spot during the mid-signing window. Good luck to him. I hope he performs well on Mayhem Academy. And now moving on, let's go ahead and transition back into Paris, the Overwatch League team. Their name has been leaked on Reddit, and apparently it is going to be the Paris Eternal. Now, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of teams last season were leaked through this method using these trademark searching websites where you can see who has filed what trademarks before they're official. It happened with Seoul Dynasty, it happened with Shanghai Dragons. So let me go ahead and show you guys those ones from last year just so you can see that there is some proof of this being legit, and I think we can take it almost 100% as fact. Of course, I'm not reporting on this with my sources, but from what I'm seeing, I can tell you guys it does seem pretty legit. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at this Reddit post from last year. It says this: KSV services file for Seoul Dynasty trademark. Then you can see a screenshot down below using some trademark website that says Seoul Dynasty is what they have chosen as their name and they have requested it or something like that. And well, eventually, as we know now, it was correct. Then the same thing happened to the Shanghai Dragons. This was posted on Twitter by High Noon Podcast last year. Could this be an Overwatch League team name? Sure looks like it. Props to Thornrain for the find. And then it linked to a trademark website where you can search up names, and the Shanghai Dragons was there. I can't provide a screenshot because the one they linked doesn't work anymore and the website just doesn't work. I don't know what's going on, but it was leaked through this trademark search thing. And then the same thing so far has happened this season with the Hangzhou's roster and also now the Paris roster. So looking at the Hangzhou's owner, Billy, they signed for the trademark Railgun. And you guys can see the screenshot right here. It is filed. So we can expect the Hangzhou roster to be called the Railgun. And then moving on, taking a look at this screenshot, which was posted on Reddit using a trademark electronic search system, which seems to be 100%. We can see that Paris Eternal was filed for by the owners DM eSports. So it looks like the Paris Overwatch League team's name has been leaked and it is going to be Paris Eternal. I really like the name personally. I think it's pretty cool. It would be really unfortunate going with that name and not doing very good. If they did really good, somehow make it to like the grand finals, Paris Eternal would be so damn cool. And if they even won, that would be insane. It's kind of like Seoul Dynasty. So I think they did a good job. I can't wait to see the actual branding, like the logo and the colors. I feel like they're going to go with like blue and green. It just seems like Eternal has to do with those two colors, maybe some black in there. But let me know down below what you guys think of this name, and let's go ahead and move on now and talk about XQC and Super. So we all know XQC's got some really big matches coming up this weekend for the World Cup, but that hasn't stopped him from popping off on Twitter. He's been coming at everybody lately, and today's latest victim was Super from the San Francisco Shock, and oh man, this one's brutal. So, San Francisco Shock last night posted this: "Our scientists were so preoccupied with whether they could, they didn't stop to think they should." And we see a bunch of pictures, which by the way, this is awesome from the San Francisco Shock. They gave all their players, They gave all the players a bunch of really cool Halloween costumes, which kind of matched, you know, their names or, you know, something about them. So we can see Sinatra there on the left looking like an alien. We all know the meme there. We see Baby Bay in the middle dressed up as a baby. Choi Hyobin on the end. He's a diva. Super, obviously Superman. Smurf, he's a Smurf. A bunch of good stuff. And then moving down below, XQC responded to this and he said, forgot to disguise Super as a bench because he's never going to be on stage again. Oh my god, that is so brutal. Literally calling out Super, saying that he is not going to play at all this season because Smurf is just better than him and Super isn't good enough. Super responded down below. He said true. Calvin responded down below. He said WTF. Oh my god, just such a brutal tweet. And you know, again, take it with a grain of salt because XQC has been on an assault for everybody. I don't know if he's just a massive troll now or if he's trying to be serious. Whatever it is, I love his Twitter feed, guys. It's been absolute gold lately, so you should definitely go follow him and read what he's been saying. But guys, that is going to be it with XQC. I can't wait to see him and Team Canada perform tomorrow in the Overwatch World Cup. This video, that's going to be it for it. I do want to tell you guys though, I am going to be making that video with my girlfriend as requested by so many of you guys. So the video that we are going to be doing is basically kind of a quiz, as I mentioned in the video yesterday. I want you guys to type all the questions you have for her down in the comments. We will be reading and going through them in a video. So something like, who is Michael's favorite player? Who is Michael's favorite team? Who won the Overwatch League last season? Who was the worst team last season? Questions like that, just about the Overwatch League and the players and Overwatch in general. And that's going to be the video we do. Of course, again, it is going to be on a double upload. I'm not going to use that as one of my daily videos. We're still going to cover drama, news, whatever it is, every single day. So if you guys want to stay tuned for all of this, be sure, drop a subscription to my channel. You'll never miss out on an upload if you turn post notifications on. Anyways, that's it for me, guys. Thank you for watching the video today. I'm out of here. Peace.